Stress is something that I have to deal with quite a lot of at the moment, and I'm learning how to identify what the triggers are of the stress and then work out how to overcome them, because some of them aren't, to other people, they're not rational. I'll give you an example. So nominated for award, fantastic, great, really brilliant. But then those around me will tell you that I became snappy and quite stressed because all of a sudden I had requests for bios, requests for images, had to reach out to people with relation to expectations about table bookings and the events and travel and suits and all of that type of thing. So, the award is great, or the nomination is fantastic, but the other bits are stressful, and as a result, what ends up being the last thing I want is another award. So then when we were nominated again, it was great news, but then also it filled me with a little bit of dread, and that's why I never ever go for them myself. So then I've had to step back and analyze and think, well, if these are fantastic because they help me validate the approach that we're doing from a business perspective, for example, they are useful, they're brilliant. Often they're generated by clients, by customers, by others, and I need to lean into it rather than leaning away, as I have done for much of my life. And I bring this up not because I'm bragging, but because there are things that would drive meaningful success or joy that I end up leaning away from. And so then I have to work out, can I put a system in place to make sure the next time something like this happens, I don't have the pain associated, templates, things organized in particular folders, or can I get others to help with dealing with those other tasks so that I can keep the benefits and the highlights and the things I enjoy about it naturally, but then I can remove the bits that are painful. Another example that might resonate with you, if you have a potential new client, for us, for Vida, when we get an inquiry, then there's phone calls, then there's meetings, then there's onboarding documentation when they say yes. The onboarding documentation could be literally a 30-page questionnaire with many, many questions. I don't want to do that. It's not the type of activity that I like. And then if we take on a new client, well, then we potentially get support tickets as we get issues that might need to be resolved and then fixed. Those are things that I don't want, I don't like. So then, as a result, you make sure you don't have that many customers so that you do not have too much pain. And as Dan Martell, entrepreneur I respect, talks about, you don't steer into pain, you don't lean into it, you avoid it. So as a result, I spent some time also avoiding taking on many clients. And then really what we have to do is understand, recognize those pain points, and then find ways to reduce the pain by pushing through it, having others assist, having others help, creating a workflow that makes it easier, and creating systems. So yeah, I just thought I would share that because definitely had a week of feeling quite overwhelmed and quite challenged, and I recognise I may not be the only one.